Hi mamas or mamas to be, welcome back to my bi-weekly pregnancy update. This video I'm going to be talking about week 33, 34. As usual, I go over what's going on with me physically, mentally, emotionally, showing you updated photos and videos of my bump and how my body's looking, and touch base on any medical or life updates. So there's some big news that happened to me like right in between week 32 and 33, which is I did get COVID. I started feeling signs and symptoms in week 32, and then I got my positive test, I believe it would have been in week 33. So I did a whole video on being pregnant with COVID. As you can probably tell, I'm feeling really recovered. I didn't experience any major symptoms, but definitely hop over and watch that video if you're interested in learning more. Maybe you've been diagnosed with COVID or you're really paranoid about getting it and you want to know what to expect. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that unless it cross-references with my bi-weekly update. So these weeks, your baby's about 5 pounds, size of a pineapple. For me, I haven't experienced much of a weight gain since like week 26, 27, 28 of my pregnancy. I've been at this consistent 15-pound weight gain. So I'm going to slide over a video of what I'm currently looking like so you guys can take a peek. I would be more worried about my weight gain because it should be more at this point in time if I hadn't been going to all these checkup scans. So I did have a scan this week in week 34, and I'll go over the results of that. But the scans are all looking good. The baby's actually tracking ahead in weight. So I'm not too concerned about my personal weight affecting the baby's weight because they're checking the placenta, the baby, and all of my fluids at these scans. So my bump definitely feels a lot larger. I can't easily see my toes and things. I can't easily bend down, especially on one side. I'm almost like lifting my leg up onto something to tie my shoe, that type of thing. I'm absolutely loving the reassurance of the baby moving a lot, especially with COVID. Like, he was really active during that time, and I was pretty down because I was quarantining. It was obviously a financial stress on our business, a stress for me emotionally, worrying about me and the baby and how this could affect me, and feeling guilty about even getting COVID and not being as cautious as I could have. So it was an emotional couple weeks for me, not so much because of specifically the pregnancy, but the combination of both. I do feel myself getting a little bit more emotional, a little bit more irritable. Obviously, getting over being sick, that didn't help. But I do think the pregnancy emotions are starting to weigh on me. Obviously, getting over COVID, getting back to work, going to a bunch of OB appointments, but then also going to doctor's appointments. It's just a lot to handle right now. And then of course, mentally preparing myself for the birth and final details for the baby arriving. It's been a little bit of a stressful week, but moving on to some positives. So outside of like irritability, anxiety, stress, you know, I can work through those things. I have a pretty strong mentality and outlook on life. I can usually bounce back easily. But something that was great that happened was when I went to my 34-week scan, they measured the baby. He's actually measuring at about 6 pounds. He's ahead of schedule in how large he's supposed to be, but not so much where it's concerning. They checked up again on the echogenic bowel. She said everything looks good. There's no reason for me to come back. And the only other test that I need to do, which I skipped out on, and I just completed and I'll get my results on, are the glucose test, which you should do by week 28, I think it is. I had gone to the testing lab several times and it had been like hour waits, or they were too close to closing for me to do it. And I had heard really bad things about drinking that gross drink. And I was like, it would be really weird if I got gestational diabetes, because it's typically people that are more overweight, sedative lifestyle, not healthy eating. So I was kind of hoping I could get away with not doing that test, but my doctor is like, no, I need you to go before your next appointment, which is next week. So I did go ahead and get that done. And I also got my blood drawn for the CBC count. So that counts your blood cells. So I will get those results on next week and update you guys on the results of those. And as far as life updates, my husband and I finally pulled the trigger on our stroller and car seat. We had kind of been putting it off because there's a couple relatives and things that have said they are going to get us gifts and hadn't yet. So I was kind of fingers crossed hoping that those things would be purchased, but they haven't, and we need to get things moving because you know, some people go into labor as soon as like week 36, 37. That's not unheard of, and that's coming up here pretty soon, so we want to be prepared. So we went to Target. We had a 15% off coupon, got those things. I finished washing all, we had like new bassinet, new breastfeeding pillow, all of that, but I did go ahead and just wash all those. I don't want to blame myself if the baby gets a rash, so I got the baby detergent. I washed all of those things, and I'm keeping them all in a cabinet away from the dust until probably I'll wait like a couple weeks before I put them all out again, because I don't want them to get all dusty and dirty. We also got our house disinfected, our shop, like our business disinfected because of COVID. We got the house cleaned and the carpets all steam cleaned. I washed all of our sheets. So I just feel like we're COVID cleaned up, and I want to just move on from this and hopefully not have anything to worry about. As far as what the doctors say about COVID affecting my pregnancy, there's not much research out there, but the prognosis is pretty good. Like, you know, it's good that I got the scan. It's good that I've been going to my checkups. They don't see anything concerning. They did check the baby and the placenta, and I didn't get shortness of breath or fever, which is the main things that they're looking for. So I feel really fortunate for that. And the last thing, just to wrap everything up, is I've kind of been putting off a maternity shoot because I was hoping I could do a trade with one of our clients for a maternity shoot. So I'm going to follow up on those. And I think if I'm not able to trade someone for those services, I think I'll probably just have a friend or family member take photos, because iPhones take great photos these days, and I just don't want to spend, you know, some people are spending between $500 and $1,000 on this, and I'm just like, I really do want those pictures for keepsakes, but I don't want to spend that money. So let me know your input on that. Let me know if you're experiencing COVID or any of the same signs and symptoms as me. And I respond to all the comments and questions, so leave those below. Subscribe to my channel for more bi-weekly updates, pregnancy updates. I also do beauty, lifestyle, and fitness videos, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.